One of the biggest challenges of my job is staying connected with colleagues across all of the large technical communities we have at Microsoft. Sometimes I find this a challenge even within my own team. I live in Texas, but I work on a Redmond-based team, and so if someone new joins the team, it might be months before I actually meet them face to face. So about a year ago, I came up with a great app idea that I thought would address some of these issues. It would help large teams get better connected, and it would allow new employees to onboard faster. So I built this app called Good with Faces, and I built it as a native mobile application. Now I used all the great cross-platform tools like Xamarin and Cordova so that I could build it once and work on all platforms. And the experience is pretty simple. So ultimately I can launch the application. It brings me into a list of all my teams. I can select a team. It will then show me all the team members. Now it shows their profile photos so I can start to become more familiar with the faces within a team. But it goes beyond just profile photos. It also has group photos. So if I go into the group photos area, this is a place where team members can contribute group photos, and those can get tagged with the people in the photos. In fact, we use some of the cognitive services that Microsoft has to auto tag some of those photos. Now, where this all comes together is when I take a face quiz. So here I'll go ahead and set up a face quiz. I can select how many questions I want, and ultimately it'll present me with both profile photos and group photos that I can ultimately swipe left or swipe right to answer if the individual that's listed is actually in that photo. So it's a really fun and quick way to become familiar with the faces on your team. At the end of the face quiz, you actually get a score, and it'll actually take you to a leaderboard where you can see where you stack rank across the rest of the team. And so that's the Good with Faces app. It's pretty simple. It's a cool experience on a mobile device. However, there were two big challenges with delivering this as a mobile application. So first of all, there's a certain level of graphics overhead that comes with building a native application, and I'm not a graphics designer. Second of all, I had to get people to actually install my app on their device. I could build the best app in the world, but you still got to get people to actually install it and use it. And so when Microsoft announced the bot framework, I was really intrigued at how it might be able to address those issues. You see, a bot is just an app, but it's an app that immediately runs in existing popular applications. I'm talking about applications that already have billions of users. So apps like Facebook Messenger, Skype, Microsoft Teams, Slack, and many other channels that the bot framework supports. And so that addressed the kind of getting people to install my app because they didn't have to install anything. It's as simple as just sparking up a conversation with my bot. The second challenge was also somewhat addressed. Now, I still have to think about user experience when I build a bot, but I don't have near the graphics overhead. There's a lot less of that I have to think about when I build a bot. So fast forward a little bit, and Microsoft introduced Microsoft Teams, and it really kind of brought together everything that I thought I wanted to do with Good with Faces, because Microsoft Teams goes beyond just a bot to build a really comprehensive application through all the different extensibility things that it offers. So I thought I would show you how I reimagined Good with Faces as an application in Microsoft Teams. So I'll go ahead and open up Microsoft Teams here. And first of all, here you can see I just have a normal conversation. These are the exact same teams that you saw in the mobile application, but here I have a custom tab for this team. And you can see I have my leaderboard, and down below I have all those team photos. And I can do the same sort of things here. These are all tagged. If I click on one of the photos, what you'll see is that, again, it's been tagged with those cognitive services. In fact, I could actually, if I wanted to contribute a new photo here, I can just click on upload and I can go select a photo. Now, if you see kind of the experience here, this might be hard to deliver with just a bot. And so being able to deliver a tab to me was a fantastic kind of addition that Microsoft Teams offered. It kind of where I need an actual user interface, a tab was a perfect answer for that, especially things like drawing a tag. So this also gives me the ability to draw a tag. Now, how I actually interact with the bot is through just a chat. So here are all the different chats that I have, and I have my bot here. And I can just say hello to the bot, and it'll say, hey, what team do you want to actually have a quiz with? And so I'll put the Dev Technical Working Group, and then this will actually present me with a face quiz, just like you saw in a native application. But here, I actually have more capability. It's not just a swipe left, swipe right. I can actually do more advanced things like actually having a multiple choice question. So here's a group photo that's been tagged, and it says who has the box around their face. And so I can go and actually do that as a multiple choice instead of just saying, hey, is this individual in this group photo? So it kind of takes it to that next level, I think, when I can do these multiple choice questions. Now, this bot was built to be kind of an infinite loop. It'll ask me 5 questions and then say, do you want 5 more, or do you want to end your quiz? In this case, I'll go ahead and go with 5 more questions because I want to actually exceed a scoring threshold, and you'll see where that comes into play here. In this case, I'll just kind of continue the quiz here, finish off my last 5 questions. And at the end of this, this time I won't extend the quiz. I'll just simply say that I want to end the quiz. Now, the kind of the last extensibility component here, you're seeing a bot in Microsoft Teams. You saw my custom tab. The last thing that I want to show you here is before I kind of end the quiz, notice that there's nothing new on my conversation for this channel. What I'm going to go ahead and do is end the quiz. So I'll say yes. It'll give me a score. If I go back to the same channel now, you can see that it actually added a connector card here. So we're using connectors, and in this case, it lists all the details. Hey, Richard did a really great job on the quiz, but it also gives users a link to take their own quiz. So if they've never used the bot before, we can use some of these actionable links within the connector card to be able to go and they can take their own quiz. So this is Good with Faces reimagined as a Microsoft Teams app. And we're combining a bot, we're combining a custom tab and connectors to deliver a great experience.